Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Tengku Ahmad Azam bin Tengku Ridwan. My metric number is 1233278. I will present about the impact of the Orientalism and Christian missions on Muslims in Malaysia. For the introduction, Malaysia is a country where Islam plays an important role in society and culture. During the colonial period, Western powers introduced new ideas and influences through Orientalist studies and Christian missionary activities. These movements affected various aspects of Muslim life, including education, religious understanding, and intellectual development. Therefore, it is important to understand how Orientalism and Christian missions influenced Muslims in Malaysia and how Muslims responded to these challenges. First, let us understand the meaning of Orientalism. Orientalism refers to the study of Eastern societies, cultures, language, and religions by Western scholars. Islam was one of the major subjects studied by Orientalists. Some Orientalist scholars made valuable contributions by documenting historical sources and studying Islamic civilization. However, many Muslim scholars argue that some Orientalist writings contain bias and often view Islam from a Western perspective. As a result, Orientalism became closely associated with colonial interests and influenced how Islam was understood by Western societies. Orientalism had both positive and negative impacts on Muslims in Malaysia. On the positive side, Orientalist scholars helped preserve Malay Islamic manuscripts and contribute to historical research. Their studies provided valuable information about the history and culture of the Malay Muslim community. However, there were also negative effects. Some Orientalist writings presented inaccurate interpretations of Islamic teachings and history. In addition, the spread of secular ideas challenges traditional Islamic values. These views sometimes create misconceptions about Islam among both Muslim and non-Muslims. Therefore, Orientalism remains a controversial subject among Muslim scholars. Next, let us look at Christian missions. Christian missions refers to efforts made by missionaries to spread Christianity. In Malaya, missionary activities became more active during the Portuguese, Dutch, and especially the British colonial periods. Missionaries established schools, hospitals, orphanages, and welfare centers to serve local communities. Through these institutions, they not only provided social service but also introduced Christian teachings and values. Mission schools became particularly influential because they offered quality education and opportunities for social mobility. As a result, many local people enrolled in these schools. Although the main goal was not always direct conversions, missionary activities played an important role in increasing the presence and influence of Christianity in Malaysian society. Christian missionary activities had several impacts on Muslims in Malaysia. One significant impact was the challenge it posed to Muslim faiths and identity. The spread of Christian teachings encouraged Muslims to become more aware of the importance of protecting their religious belief. In some cases, concerns arose regarding attempts to influence vulnerable groups through educational and welfare programs. At the same time, these developments motivate Muslims to strengthen their understanding of Islam. Religious education became more important, and many Islamic organizations increased their dakwah activities. Furthermore, the presence of different religious groups encouraged discussions on religious coexistence and interfaith relations. Therefore, Christian mission is not only created challenges but also encouraged Muslims to become more active in preserving their religious identity. Muslims in Malaysia responded to these influences through various efforts. One important response was the establishment of more Islamic schools, madrasah, and higher educational institutions to strengthen Islamic knowledge among the younger generation. Religious scholars and Islamic organizations also intensified dakwah programs to educate Muslims about their faiths and values. In addition, government agencies and religious authorities played a role in safeguarding Islamic interests and promoting religious awareness. Public lectures, seminars, and community programs were organized to improve understanding of Islam. Through these efforts, Muslims were able to strengthen their religious identity while adapting to social and intellectual challenges in a multicultural society. In conclusion, Orientalism and Christian missions have had significant impacts on Muslims in Malaysia. Their influence can be seen in education, religious thought, culture, and society. While some aspects contribute to academic knowledge and social development, they also create challenges to Islamic belief and identity. As a result, Muslims responded by strengthening Islamic education, religious awareness, and dakwah efforts. Understanding this influence is important because it helps us appreciate the historical experience of Muslims in Malaysia and the importance of preserving Islamic identity in a diverse society. That's all from me. Thank you.